The world is evolving, the digital revolution in full swing. It's the age of the smart economy, of greater simplification, convenience, faster speeds of transaction at lower cost. However, traditional methods of transactions are hampering progress. Enter the blockchain and cryptocurrency, and us, Crowdbank. We are taking the crypto bull by the horns to provide the world with smart banking functionality never seen before. We are creating a world where everyone can have a crypto bank account. And for the first time in the world, users can generate an income via interest from the crypto assets they have deposited into their accounts. Working with strong financial partners and advisors, we have the only full ecosystem in the industry, with a stablecoin, crypto exchange, functioning e-wallet, and approved crypto payment prepaid cards that can work with over 42 million terminals worldwide. Utilizing a two-coin system, we give you the Crowdbank token for everyday use with our Crowdbank stablecoin Euro, pegged to the euro for business transactions using fiat. Crowdbank is a bank for everyone, to safely store, spend, exchange, lend, borrow, receive interest, and get insured.
Okay, hello everyone. Thanks, Richard, for having us here. I have a couple of colleagues here as well. So myself, my name is Malcom. I'm a practicing lawyer from Singapore. I have my own firm. And we are also ICO advisors. We have about 40 clients to date, and probably by this month, we'll be hitting around 50 clients. These are all ICOs that we are advising, helping them in various capacities. Now, this project is about a crypto bank. So let me ask a few questions so that I can establish, who's with us today. So how many of you have crypto in your accounts? Wow, okay. So everybody's interested, obviously. How many of you have found problems when you first wanted to buy crypto? About half. Okay, so the other half didn't have problems. All right. So that was a great lead-in discussion earlier by the previous speaker, because he is telling you about all the issues that the current banking system is facing. So I'll go through a few other things that you are obviously facing or you have faced before explaining about our project and why we are doing this and how we can help the entire economy. Now, maybe based on the previous discussions, we shouldn't be pegging this to the euro, but I'll come to that later. Right. Okay, so problems that I faced when I wanted to move money around, right? When I wanted to buy cryptocurrency, KYC. First of all, I started opening a wallet. And first of all, I had massive problems clearing the KYC because all the requirements of moving here, there, passport, not clear enough, not high resolution enough. I couldn't even buy anything, right? Even though I wanted to. So even if you have an investor who wants to put like 50,000, 100,000 into a cryptocurrency, it's very difficult. So this is one of the problems that we are facing and one of the problems that we at Crowdbank will solve. The second problem would be basically gateway coins. Now, gateway coins are coins that you have to buy before you can buy other coins. Now, if you want to buy a new cryptocurrency that's coming up, usually you would have to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum in order to buy this other thing. But these gateway coins are moving. They are very volatile, right? So if you're a trader, if you buy one coin in order to buy another coin, and all the coins are fluctuating like crazy, then you never have any stable value. So this is another problem that we face in the current world, and something that we are going to remove. As you all know, those of you who are running ICOs, who are businesses related to cryptocurrencies, in fact, one of our key team members had his bank account closed by the bank because they saw one word on the website related to crypto, and it's, okay, close your account even though you've been banking with us for years, right? So all the banks hate cryptocurrency, right? So if they smell that you're doing crypto, you're running a business related to ICOs, to cryptocurrencies, they're going to shut you down. For some of the reasons I've explained earlier, but this is a very real problem that a lot of us are facing, right? So all these various issues that we face in the current economy, there's a lot of friction between what we are trying to do, what we want to do, and what we are able to do, right? And these are the barriers and these are the friction points that we are trying to remove with this project. So, as you know, well, I haven't checked my phone recently, but I don't know what's the price of Bitcoin today. Maybe it's 7,002, 7,003 US. And based on that, the crypto industry is about $230 to $240 billion, right? At the high point, 830 billion at the end of last year. Now, asset classes, real estate, equities, cash and equivalents, commodities, added up together is about 1,000 trillion in the world, all right? And cryptocurrencies having a small market cap of only 230 to 240 billion has a very long way to go, because I strongly believe that this is a new asset class that has come up, and this has a very long way to go. All the other asset classes, any individual asset class, if you put a value of, say, 10 to 100 trillion each, even at the lowest point, 10 trillion, from 200 billion to 10 trillion is a very, very long way to go. And I believe that a lot of you believe that, and that's why you're into crypto. All right, that's one. And you don't believe the government, and you don't believe, in the central authorities that are controlling the price of things. Right, so all these are various issues that we know, that we face, and things that we are trying to remove with this project. So the importance, we have already heard from the previous speaker, and you all know that there are issues with the financial system on a global level, right? The US has its issues. Now we have heard about all the issues with the euro. And of course, in the entire global scheme of things, with the advent of cryptocurrencies, the advent of digital banking, with the advent of the internet and globalization, we are increasingly aware, and that's why we are here to solve this issue. Now, what are the features of Crowdbank? At Crowdbank, we have a central system that's based on a fintech wallet that's already existing and is already functional and has been operating for a few years. It's already registered and regulated by a couple of governments, one in Hong Kong and another government, which is Australia. So our fintech wallet already has these capabilities. We are also applying for a Euro digital banking license, and we expect that this will be granted by around end of this month or early October. We also have cards. How many of you have bought card ICOs? Like 10x, Monaco, CryptoPay, all fail, right? So, okay, I think those of you with cards in the Eurozone, your cards work, because the European Union is actually very open in terms of card programs. But if you came from Asia, if you had bought into these projects, you know it's terrible. They are not fulfilling what they promised to do because of all the issues in this vertical, in this kind of space. So this is something that we are able to recognize, and we are able to have cards that actually work, right, around the world. We have a mobile application. We have a responsive website, and also mobile applications that are coming up. We are enabling peer-to-peer transactions, and we are enabling peer-to-peer loans as well as loan platforms. I'll explain how all these work in the next few slides. So what we can do is to help the entire economy in terms of people who want to transition from the old banking system into a new banking system, and something that is not controlled by central authorities such as the existing monolith banks and the governments. All right? So what technology are we building this on? We have built these coins on the Neo platform. So we have two coins. We have our stable coin as well as our native token. And the stable euro coin is on the Neo platform, and our native tokens, the Crowdbank tokens, are also on the Neo platform. Why we chose this is because Neo has a lower transaction fee and faster speeds than the Ethereum network. So this slide shows you what are the elements that we have. As I mentioned, the secured wallet. So how many of you are hodlers? You will never sell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What if I can tell you that in our wallet you earn interest? Fantastic, right? So there are people who believe that the price of crypto is going to move up, and we will pay you deposit interest. We have enabled this by working with partners who are actually going to give us insurance to make sure that our coins in the wallets are guaranteed. And we are, at this point, offering 6% per annum interest. And we give you this interest on your crypto. For example, if you put 10 Bitcoin into the cold storage, we'll give you 10.6 Bitcoin next year. So we are immune against the volatility, and this is how we are able to give it to you. And this is something very, very important, right? Because if we are able to give you deposit interest, which is actually higher than the interest rates of many countries, a lot of people will start adopting this. And we give it to you in the value that you put in. Exchange. So as with everybody else, you know that exchanges are one of the top two kinds of projects that make money, right? Number one is actually protocols. So like Ethereum, Neo, Quantum, et cetera. All these protocols are the number one money-making or value increment projects. Second are exchanges. And of course, in our entire ecosystem, we need to introduce exchanges in order to facilitate the movement of assets between different types of cryptocurrency. We have a debit card, which I explained earlier. So whoever is interested in our card program, you can sign up with us, but you'll get the cards 3 to 4 months later. But it works, right? So this is very important. We are working on our P2P payments platforms and our payment gateways. Right now, we are in the middle of a few M&A deals to acquire or to joint venture with a few payment merchants from Asia and as well as Europe. P2P loan is very important. Now, what we can do using our own stable digital euro is to enable assets to back our coins. Now, as all of you know, I mean, that's why you have gotten into crypto, actually. A lot of governments, most governments in the world are ruling by fiat, meaning that they say that there's value in the money and therefore they print it. So one of the first anecdotes that I ask, or one of the early questions that I ask people who ask me, why crypto? I'll tell them, take a $50 Singapore bill, go to our prime minister and ask him to give you value for it. They can't, right? Because it's basically a government saying this has value, but they can't give you anything. 100 years ago, 150 years ago, if you took a note and you went to the government, they have to give you gold or silver, right? Whatever is the standard that they use. But today, there's no such standard. I think in the entire world, only one government actually still is on the gold standard. And this is something that we will correct with this project, and I believe a lot of projects that are coming up. Insurance is something that we will launch by the end of this month, and because our tech stacks have all been developed already, so this is one of the initial offerings that we'll be enabling. So earlier I mentioned about the two-coin system. We have a native token. How many of you have exchanged coins, like Binance, 4P token? These are the happy guys, right? Because this is going up when the rest of the economy is tanking. So our native token works like this, right? Basically, we allow people to shave off transaction fees, to reduce their admin fees, and we enable them to have voting rights in order to list coins. So these coins in these exchanges have been doing very well, and this is why we are modeling it the same way. The other one is the stablecoin. So the stablecoin is something that we have introduced to address a lot of the issues with the crypto economy. Now, one of the main reasons that there's no mass adoption for cryptocurrencies is because of the volatility. You can't have, say, 10 Ether in your wallet and then go buy some bread, and meanwhile, it's yo-yoing in terms of value, right? That's the big problem in the payment space. And that's the big problem in how you use coins. If you have euro in your wallet, if you have some Ether or Bitcoin in your wallet, you will never sell the Ether or Bitcoin because you think it's going to go up. But you will gladly spend your euro because that has a stable value. So this is why we have introduced this. It's a very critical component in the entire economy. So this is a bit of tokenomics. We have just started our private sale. This has been a project that has been on stealth mode for about 3 quarters. And right now we are starting our roadshows. We are coming up with, we are offering some equity to initial private investors and also founder tokens to the initial private investors. So whoever has $1 million ticket size, you can come and look for me, because below $1 million we are not asking for any investments. Right. So we are doing a 25 million soft cap, And in today's economy, 25 million is a very strong statement of intent, because if it's below 25, we have to return all the money. So, and our hard cap is 80, because most of the components that we have introduced into our ecosystem is already built. We don't really need the money in order to get this started, but we are bringing in this money in order to acquire banks, right, and also to acquire licenses around the world. This is the team. We actually have another guy on the key team member, Ali. He's our payment specialist, and this is how we are able to do this project. And how many of you know about ICO Crowd? ICO Crowd? Oh, only one. Okay, maybe you guys don't read this magazine. But anyway, that's a publication, an ICO magazine publication that is distributed worldwide. So Ismail is the chief editor for that. And so he's our partner as well, and he's the chairman for this project. Okay, so that's basically our presentation today. Thank you very much. And yes, any questions? Yes.
Thank you. How do you fund 6% interest?
Oh, okay, so that's basically we engage with partners. We have one partner who's located in the US, one in China, and one between Ukraine and Barcelona. Their office is this way. So what they do is trading. So these guys do arbitrage trading, high frequency, well, not really high frequency, but frequent arbitrage trading, and this is how they make the money. So they make the money by way of margin trading and derivative trading based on tokens that they have. And so we lend them, they guarantee it, and the insurers guarantee it, and this is how we make the interest. So the traders are the ones paying us.
Questions? Yeah, throw it.
Maybe I didn't listen very carefully, but yes. How do you keep the stablecoin stable?
Oh, well, it's very simple, because you put €1 into the bank, and then we issue one coin, and then we exchange it that way. So very simply, we have some investors who are willing to stake us. So for example, we have over 5 billion USD staking us. This will go into the bank account. So this will be our co-wallet, so to speak. And unlike USDT, we will be auditing this and showing these bank statements or asset value every month. We don't touch this. But based on this, we then mint the coins. So let's say 5 billion comes in, we mint 5. And this goes in exchanging in the ecosystem. It's auditable because it's all on the blockchain. You know exactly how many we have minted. You know exactly how much we have. So this one goes in and out, and this helps with the liquidity and the transaction in the space. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Thanks.
I saw a question.
Yeah, actually, I had the same question about the auditing of the stablecoin. So you're
we will engage one of the big four to audit it every month, because it doesn't change. It's always there. We never touch it, but we mint the coins and we sell the coins, right? So that goes in and out. But nobody needs to audit this, because you all know how much is in the blockchain.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you need an external party to audit whether you actually have to.
We will engage one of the big four. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that. Yeah.
Right. Saw a question over
there. Hello, sir. What about the friction? Can I open an account with an alias and an email account?
Okay, so what you need to do is to clear the KYC, AML, CFT regulations. So we do have a process that will enable you to go through this very easily. And it's essentially opening a wallet. So how many of you have used things like Revolut or TransferWise? Okay, there you have it. Our KYC is almost exactly like that. Once you clear and you have an account up, we are good to go.
We have time for one more question, so.
Thanks. Are you going to do something about, like, because what's happening right now is a lot of fake volume. There's been exchanges that have like 85 times more volume than they actually say they have. What you're going to do about that? Because if you're going to have the real volume, you're not going to be that well known, maybe.
Oh no, we actually have a bigger volume coming up than USDT, because like I told you, we have soft commitments from investors who are going to put in over 5 billion. So right now the volume of USDT is only about Their market cap is 2.7 billion, and their volume daily is round about 3 billion. So we will actually have more based on real coins.
Okay, and when will your exchange go live?
Our exchange is going to be created, well, it's going to be ready for testing by end of this month, and we expect to run it probably by end of October, because we have to do testing and security checks.
Okay, and what's the requirement for one of the cryptocurrencies to get listed?
Well, requirements will be based on our listing committee, but essentially it's due diligence very similar to all the other exchanges out there.
Like buying a lot of your company's tokens?
I'm sorry?
Like buying a lot of your company's tokens, for example?
Okay, no. It really depends on what the listing committee requires. So a few of the checkpoints, right? Who's in your team? How long have you been doing business? What does your white paper say? What does your tokenomics say? All these, community, how many users you have, how interesting is this coin to the community out there? Now, basically, all these are exchange listing requirements. So it's nothing special about what we are doing as opposed to other exchanges.
Okay, well, thank you very much for all your questions. Give Malcom a big applause.
Thank you.
And thank you, Malcom.